My name is Michael Levy. I'm a co-director of the PASS program. The PASS program offers both courses and resources for the PEP module exams and the CFE. I'd like to welcome you all to the PASS video, How soon do I need to get started if I want to write the CFE? Many people want to finish their education under the current CPA education system and may be graduating fairly soon, say spring of 2026. And they're wondering, is there time to get through the current system and write the CFE before it disappears? The last CFE being in 2028. Many of you are familiar with the current PEP system. The current system has 4 modules, Core 1, Core 2, and then 2 electives. Each of these modules is followed by an exam. You then have Capstone 1 followed by Capstone 2. People generally take somewhere between 1 to 2 years to get through the system. What I'd like to demonstrate in the video you're about to watch is that with careful planning of the timing of the modules that you take, you can indeed complete PEP before the CFE disappears, and it's just a question of good planning. I hope you find this video helpful. I gave you the timing of Core 1 and Core 2 here. I gave you the start time for the module as well as the exam. And the bottom line is I started with winter of 26 in case anybody's graduating. I don't know if we have anybody here who's graduating at the end of the fall. That's why I threw that in. For most of you who are in 4th year, the first module you could consider taking would be in the spring of 26 because it begins on May 2nd. As I mentioned at the very beginning of the session, some people will take 2 years to get through this, and that's fine. If you start in May and you take 2 years, you can still get to the CFE because there will be a CFE up until 2028. Others like to do it in 1 year. If you want to complete the whole program in 1 year and get to the CFE by September 27, you've got 2 ways you can do this. One is just taking one module at a time. And if you start in May, what you could do if you wanted is do your first module, the Core 1 module in May, then do the Core 2 module in July, and then you could move on to the elective modules, and the elective modules are offered 4 times a year. So what you could do then is do your first elective starting in July, and you could do your first elective, starting in October, and then finally you can do your final elective in December. So in theory, just to recap, you could do Core 1 starting in May, Core 2 starting in July, then you could do your first elective beginning in October, and then although I don't show it here, you could do your final elective in December of 26. You would then finish your electives by March 27 and go on to the CFE. Alternatively, let's say you want to take the summer off and you don't want to start the program May 2nd. You want to wait until July 25th to write Core 1. If you wait until July 25th to write Core 1, then you can't get through all the modules in time to write the CFE in 27. Because to write the CFE in 27, you'd have to take your final module in December and finish your final module exam in March of 27. If I'm only taking one module at a time, that is not going to be possible if I only start July 25th. So if I start July 25th, yet I still want to write in 27, the only way to do that is to take modules simultaneously. I mentioned earlier on in the session that you can take Core 1 and Core 2 simultaneously. So in theory, you could start July 25th and do both Core 1 and Core 2 at the same time. You can also do electives at the same time. However, if you do the electives at the same time, you have to be careful about the exam dates. Because notice, guys, that both the finance and tax exams are on the same dates. And both the assurance and PM exams are on the same dates. So if I want to take my elective modules at the same time, it's not going to be a problem if I take, say, finance and PM, Because let's say I want to do both finance and PM starting in January of 2026. Or actually, let's be more realistic. Let's say I want to do both my finance and my PM starting in, let's say, October of 2026. The bottom line is that's not going to be a problem because my finance exam will be on December 16th and my PM exam will be on December 17th. So there's not a problem. But let's say I want to take finance and taxation at the same time. That's not going to work because I can't write both exams on December 16th. I can only write one exam on a given day. The reason why they set it up this way is many people who do finance also do PM. And many, many people who do assurance also do taxation, simply because assurance and taxation go hand in hand if you want to get your public accountant's license. Now, if you want to take two of the electives at the same time, or you want to take Core 1 and Core 2 at the same time, couple of caveats. Number one, you need a fairly good grade point average. It doesn't have to be stellar, but it's got to be at least 75% for the core courses, as opposed to, we saw earlier, only 60% otherwise. And then the other big issue is it's a huge time commitment because you could be spending literally 15 hours or even 20 hours on each of the modules. So the idea of taking them simultaneously, unless you're an absolute workaholic and you're able to go without sleep, it generally only works if you're not working. If you're working, for most people, it's very difficult, if not almost impossible, to take two modules at the same time. As I said, unless you have the capacity to go without sleep and do a full-time job and then put in 30 hours or more study. So it's not for most people. This is meant, I think, primarily for people who are not working. So for example, there are students who will take the summer off, and then what they'll do is in the summer, they might do both Core 1 and Core 2, but they're not working. That would be doable. The last thing I want to point out is there are extended modules, which are the exact opposite of taking two modules at a time. The extended modules would be for people who have very little time on their hands. I have a job that's extremely busy, or I have a job and a baby to look after, and I just don't have a lot of time on my hands. So they have extended modules that are 16 weeks long. So for example, I would start Core 1 in January, but I'd write the exam in June. So I'd have double the amount of time. So the bottom line is these extended modules are meant for people who have very, very limited time on their hands. Any questions, guys? I've given you links, guys, for both the Ontario PEP schedule, in case anybody's going to be doing PEP, in case anybody lives out west and will be doing PEP out west. I've also given you a link for the CPA Western School of Business. That would apply to anybody who lives in one of the Western provinces and is planning to do PEP there. I hope you found the video helpful. PASS also has a number of other videos you may want to watch if you haven't watched them already. One video you might find very, very useful is the video we did, description of new CPA education program in 027 and the process of transitioning. In this video, you'll learn about the new modules you're going to need to attend under the new educational system and the new exams you're going to need to write. You'll also learn a little bit about the process of transitioning from the current system to the new system if you're in the middle of the current system when the new system begins. Another very important video is, should I choose the current or new CPA program? If you're just starting out, say for example, you're graduating shortly, let's say spring of 026, and you have the choice of, do I enter the current program or the new program? I think that this video will help you make an informed decision as to whether to write under the current or new CPA program. That's a very, very important career choice, or a very important choice that will impact your career that you're going to need to make, and you want to make sure that you make an informed choice. I think you'll find this video helpful in making that decision. We also have some videos you may want to watch that deal with the current educational system. Number one, overview of the current CFE program and choosing a path that's right for me. So in this video, we'll give you a very high-level review or synopsis of the current education program. And then we'll go through two different pathways that are available under the current program. And we'll discuss, what path it makes sense to take. And that way you can make a good decision if you do choose to go with the current program regarding which pathway you take under the current program from the two pathways available. Another important video, which is again particularly important if you're graduating soon, say again in spring of 026, and that is how soon do I need to get started if I want to write the CFE? Because the bottom line is those of you who are graduating, say for example in spring of 026, or you might even be graduating in winter of 026, the bottom line is you have to arrange the timing of the PET modules to make it to the CFE in time. The CFE is disappearing in 2028. 2028 will be the very last CFE. After that, it disappears. So it takes some good planning. If you do want to write the CFE and go through the current system, it will take some good planning to make sure you get to the CFE in time. And that's what this video will help you do. PASS also has some blogs that you may want to read. One blog is the new CPA education program in 027. This blog provides details regarding the whole process for obtaining your CPA under the new education program. Another blog, which I think you'll find very useful, is Help, I'm in transition, what do I do? What we do in this blog is we deal in extreme detail with what happens if you're in the middle of the current system and you need to transition to the new program that's starting in 027. And what we do here is we go through the whole process of exemptions you're going to get for exams that you wrote under the current system so that you don't have to do the new system from scratch. We also have a blog, Should I Switch to the new CPA program in 027 or not? Pros and cons. In this blog, you'll learn about the pros and cons of the current versus the new CPA program, which again will help you make hopefully a good decision as to which route to take. I've given you a link in case you want to see these blogs. We also have some FAQs. Basically, I'm sure you have many questions that you'd like answered regarding all the changes taking place, right? We're now in a time of great flux. Hopefully you can find the answers to some of these questions by checking out the past FAQs. And as you can see, they're categorized. There are 4 different categories that will be relevant: writing under the current program, writing under the new program in 027, transitioning from the current to the new program, and choosing whether to write under the current versus new program in 027. Basically, we've got a number of FAQs under each of these categories. Hopefully, these will help answer questions that you have. Before we leave this video, just want to spend literally a minute or two just telling you a little bit about PASS and what PASS has to offer. Who is PASS? PASS began offering UFE courses, which was the predecessor to the CFE, back in 1989, and then PASS moved on to offering courses for the CFE when the CFE commenced in 015. The PASS courses historically have been offered in all of the large firms as well as mid-sized firms, and the PASS courses are being offered across Canada. Right now, we're offering the PASS course on a national basis for PwC. We also do a small part of the EY program. Michael Levy, which is me, I'm a co-director of PASS along with Ira Wallfish, and I was fortunate enough to win the gold medal when I wrote my UFE. I won't tell you what year, so as not to age myself, but let's just say many years ago. For our courses, we use instructors with professional marketing experience so that when you write mock cases, you get reliable and helpful feedback. And one thing I'm really, really happy to say is that we've had excellent feedback from our students. If you look at the Google reviews or you look at the testimonials on the PASS website, I think you'll see that our reviews have been consistently very, very good. Let me just spend just a very quick moment just talking about what we currently offer under the current CPA education program. Basically, we have resources and courses for students taking modules. The issue with the modules is they don't generally provide a comprehensive technical review. Anybody who's been through the modules knows that the purpose of the module is not to do a technical review of all the material you'll need to pass the exam. So what we do is at PASS is we provide extensive resources to supplement the module and help the students improve their chances of passing. And as I said, we have materials, we've got courses, we've got videos. basically whatever you like effectively is available. The courses available cover both technical material as well as a chance to write practice cases. You can take a course for an individual module exam, or you can take a package that includes more than one module exam. You can take a package that includes all 4 exams that you're going to have to do, Core 1, Core 2, and the electives. The study materials and videos are also available for either reviewing your technical or improving your case writing. Technical materials includes concise summaries of technical materials, as well as hundreds of multiple choice and other types of objective format questions that you can use to both master the material and get practice for the exam. You can purchase a study binder either with or without videos that covers multiple competencies or an individual competency. You can also acquire practice cases for the module exams. That gives you an edge by giving you the opportunity to write additional cases that are meant to be representative of the case you'll actually, or cases you'll actually write in your module exam. If you're interested in any of what I've just discussed, I've given you links for courses, technical material, and practice cases. We also have resources available for students who aren't going through all of PEP, who are doing accredited programs, because what we found when we spoke to people who've been through accredited programs is they don't always feel adequately prepared for the CFE. Even if they don't have to write the module exams, they still have to write the CFE. And as a result of that, they often want additional material to help supplement what they did at university. Sometimes there can, for example, be a gap in your university program where a particular technical area wasn't dealt with sufficiently, so people often find it helpful to get supplemental technical material. Also, people find our technical material useful because many of the accredited programs finish many, many months before the student actually writes the CFE, and that gives them a lot of time to forget their material. Therefore, they want to do a refresher. They want to review the technical material so they can do well in the exam. And I've given you the link for technical resources that will be helpful to accredit students who have attended an accredited program. We also offer courses for the CFE, basically case writing as well as technical prep. Our main course is the comprehensive course, which covers all the bases you need in terms of case writing for the CFE. There's also a short introductory case writing course that we offer. And we also offer 2 technical courses specific to the CFE, one in financial accounting, one in management accounting, given that these areas are the most heavily tested areas on the CFE. If you're not at the stage of the CFE yet, this will not be of great interest to you, but once you get to that stage, you may want to take a look at this link. The courses we offer are intended to offer maximum flexibility. We offer the courses live online, but we also video all of our classes, and these videos are available 24/7. We make a point of offering our courses outside business hours so that you can be working while you take our courses. We realize that many, many students will be working, and therefore we need to accommodate them. If you have any inquiries relating to the current CPA program or the future program, or you have any questions on decisions you need to make, or you have any questions on what PASS can do to help you, or any questions, period, please feel free to contact me, Michael Levy, or my partner, Ira Wallfish. I've given you our email contact information. I've also given you our phone numbers, which is also our WhatsApp numbers. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Take care. This is a time of major change in the CPA educational system. If you'd like to keep up to date on the changes as they take place, I'd strongly suggest that you subscribe to the PASS YouTube channel. Also, if you're interested in learning more about the current system, including PEP and the CFE, as well as the 2 pathways for achieving your CPA under the current system, I would strongly urge you to watch the video overview of current CPA program and choosing a path that's right for me.